Sweet. Storm with Dread Canary. I am the Dread Canary. The game is Against the Storm, and we continue our Iron Man run where we play every difficulty twice, increasing the difficulty after we beat the difficulty twice, and if we ever lose, I have to reset my progress and replay from the tutorial, and the goal is to beat Prestige 20 twice. Now, what makes this a little bit difficult is that I am not climbing Prestige with everything unlocked. We are unlocking as we go. And if we go to deeds, we can see that I have won an even number of games, which means it is time for us to go up to our next difficulty level. Now, what I primarily need is food and artifacts, so we don't so much need to worry about getting the parts from the ruined settlement or this corrosive torrent over here. The Royal Outpost seems like it'd be playing on easy mode, while also giving us extra food, so that's what we're going to do. It looks like we are going to go up on the Royal Woodlands right here. Name ourselves something like, I don't know, Grulala. There we go. Couple extra A's there. Grulala. Because that's what you're all here for, is my silly naming. Prestige 8 is going to add on villagers working slower on Glade events. Royal Woodlands is generally a good spot to farm, and of course I would love to have 10 people, but I don't know if I want to start with that many harpies or lizards right off the bat, unless there's something excellent. Water skins aren't all that great. It starts with 9 with a much preferred mix of people, so let's go ahead and do that. And since I've got 6 points to work with, I'm going to go ahead and risk it. We will take a small farm blueprint and some eggs, and let's get into it, shall we? Alright. So, where are we at? Our mysteries. We have every free cornerstone reroll for every reputation point gained during the drizzle season. That seems decent. I mean, I don't often reroll cornerstones, but that doesn't seem terrible. I'll probably ignore it. We've got Burning Cysts takes longer, so we'll want to make sure we have plenty of Blight Post workers up and running. 10% chance of consuming twice the amount of goodwood using services. That's annoying, but not bad. We need services where they have 20% chance of destroying stuff. Again, not terrible. And then, yeah, pile of negative resolve. Large swarms of blight rot. Every third clearance, we get 5 blight rot cysts automatically in the settlement. And all of our other usual debuffs. Alright, so having covered all of those, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Let's see, we are going to want a road. And let's see, we've got a dangerous. Very nice. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and grab a woodcutter's camp. And of course, a woodcutter's camp. We're going to click on this, hold down shift, and say we only want marked trees, because this is one of the 2 biomes where I can get my nice, perfectly square territories. And of course, I will want one more row there. Not that one. Not that one. We want one more row, just so that it is nice and thin going into those trees. And then right there, okay. And then this side, yeah, we got a 1 tree line at its thinnest point. That's perfect. And we'll go up here. Yep, just right into the corner, right into the, there we go. And then along here, we are going to do that. And it's not quite a one tree line on... Oh, no, it is, actually. Oh, that's beautiful. That lines up wonderfully. So we just have to cut off the corner here. And I know that this is sticking out a bit. Yeah, let's not have it stick out a bit. There we go. There we go. Make sure this is a human. Three humans here. Three lizards here. And that is perfect because that leaves me two lizards who can work the small trapper's camp. Or the stonecutter's camp. We know... Ooh, okay, this is actually rough because... minus 40 hostility for every hub upgraded to level neighborhood or higher is good. We want to avoid hostility 5. Hostility 5 would murder us. But... if we don't do that... Pop this out. There we go. Now I can see chat again. Not sure what happened there. But if we don't do that, the reinforced tools is a good way to get a lot of food. I don't really care about the middle two. I generally fire my woodcutters during the storm anyway. And I don't like the rampant growth that I can get from Surprise Child. I'm going to go with Safe Haven because negative hostility is very, very good. And we shall build ourselves a crude workstation. There. Take a look at our first set of orders. Open 5 glades to get carrying more for glade events. That's really nice. Lizard resolve above 15 for 30 seconds to get some parts. That's pretty good. Sell stuff to get some tools is nice. Or have a hub upgraded to encampment in 3 minutes. This is dumb, but I'm trying it. Oh, I love +1 production to building materials, especially planks. Planks, since the last couple of patches, have been extremely hard to come by. And none of these give me economic bonuses. Like, this gives me people, this gives me a small number of tools. I don't care. Well, this gives me the +1, which is why I care about it. But this gives me people and parts. I really want the big delivery. That sounds great. And then... oh, hey! +1 grain and +1 fabric? Yes, please. Okay, so what I need to do now... we'll let them finish that. And what we're going to do is we need 3 shelters. Which is exactly enough for everybody, but we need 8 housing, essentially. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I can't take anyone off of wood cutting, because I need the wood to make everything that I just queued. But we can totally delete this. Since I think we have enough wood, I'm going to take 2 people off of wood cutting. I think this should be just fast enough. I don't like that I'm not going to have a full impatience by the time I have to turn this in. But I will make it, and that is the important thing. So now I can put 2 humans in here. And we can go ahead and queue up the stone cutting camp again. As well as this crude workstation. And now I'm going to carefully watch my timer and turn it in when I've got 15 seconds left to go. Just trying to get as much of this as I can. Okay, orders. Deliver. And there we are. That is our first order already done. Now, generally at this point, I like to collect this before I start collecting this. For one thing, a lot of times I will run into a new glade and find that my glade event is living matter, which eats my food, and then all my time spent collecting food was kind of wasted, whereas building materials don't usually get eaten that fast, and this way I can kind of space it out and hopefully have fewer negative effects from whatever my first glade event ends up being. Now, one thing I'm not a huge fan of is the cheat where people will, like, hover around the sides of these and just manage to pick out that there's farmland right under the edges. I've never made it work, but I don't mind that when I'm cutting through trees anyway, I can see it just poking through the trees that I am in the act of cutting down. So that is going to make us really want to prioritize going to this side here, so we can get in there and we can start using our small farm. And of course, I've got 4 building material, 4 buildings, so I should probably lock those in. The kiln is crazy good on the Royal Woodlands. There's no other good way to get coal. Plus, bricks is used by both lizards and humans, and both lizards and humans like jerky if I can get a source of meat. The fact that I've got a small farm and that I already know I'm going to have fertile ground is a strong argument in favor of the ranch as well, as just a food multiplier. But in this case, I think I'd rather lock down the kiln and then maybe get the ranch if I get an option later. Okay. Cookhouse is really good here. So is the weaver. And the leather worker, honestly. Copper bars would be good. But I don't know if that's the right play on this kind of map. So I'm going to go with the cookhouse because complex food can be very important. And we already know we're going to have a source of grain. So I just need a building that will let me make flour. And then we should be able to make biscuits or pie. I mean, biscuits obviously, but pie maybe. Well, that lowers the value of the bakery, but it increases the value of the stamping mill, which can get us 2-star flour. I'm not worried about a forager's camp when I already have a thing, but stamping mill means that we'll have most of what we need for biscuits right away. Let's grab a ranch. I don't know if that was smart, but it's what we're doing. Of course, the kiln only needs 6 bricks, so we're going to say we want a limit of 6 bricks, and we want to do that first. And then after we've done that, we're going to put in orders for 20 and 20. We can use whatever we want here. Bricks can be just that. And pipes, I've already got 14. We're going to put a limit of 10. I don't love the new pipe system, and in fact, I'm going to turn off pipes immediately. Now, given how happy the humans are and the fact that we've got a tier 1 hub already, I'm not thinking I have to fire any woodcutters during the storm. But what I do want to do is bring these woodcutters up this way, because again, there is fertile ground through the trees here that I definitely want to get as soon as possible, whereas this side doesn't seem to have the same kind of fertility going on. So while I can definitely get here to open a glade, I'd rather go to the other side. Because I don't just want to open the glade, right? I want to be able to immediately clear out enough space for a farm once that's done. And then, of course, these guys over here are clearing out these clay deposits, and I will get my first batch of people. Right, I'm only on, like, Prestige 8. Huh. I play practice games on Prestige 20 where people show up halfway through the storm. But no, we're going to get through the whole year. And then do it. So let's go ahead and just pop open this glade as soon as possible. We're going to center right in the center here. And beavers, love it. Let's go ahead and get the mix. We're going to change 2 of these to beavers. And we're going to just Hew all of that. Ooh, 10% chance of bonus yields, and I cannot forbid consumption. 10% chance of bonus yields, but 25% chance of eating twice as much. I'm not lowering fertile soil. Food production speed increased for every 50 units of drizzle water stored, which gives me a... Chat says, hey, Dreadarius Canarius, what's up? Wow, that's a new one. You know, we're on Prestige 8, continuing against the Iron Run, so welcome, welcome. Just trying to decide which of these bonuses I want. Cooking Steam is very tempting, because it lets me increase cooking speed without actually using the drizzle water. And without restrictions is very tempting because I don't generally restrict consumption much at all anyway. And just a flat 10% chance for bonus yields is huge. So I'm going to go ahead and go with without restrictions. Just because it's more beneficial generally. Okay. Don't make any bricks. And that should get us into the glade. Perfect. And this is going to slow down working speed, but it doesn't actually cost anything. And it's going to give us food and oil, which we can use for other glade events. Oh, Frabjous Day. Any Jabberwocky fans out there? Is that Cooking Steam one all that great? It'll be stuck at 10% unless you make more collectors or find a geyser. Yeah, exactly. I didn't... Like, increased production speed is nice, especially when it's free. But I would rather have a 10% chance of double yields in almost all cases. And look, we've got more small... what are these? Brood mothers. Blood mothers? Brood mothers. Yes, I did read that correctly the first time. Okay, brewery gets us a free tavern. I mean, I have to commit to picking a brewery, but that's a thing. 14 villagers clothed for 2 minutes gives me +1 to fabric production, but I have to sign up for clothing. Or feed people biscuits and make human houses to increase human happiness by 3, get some humans and some mushrooms. We're going to go with the second one because I already have everything I need in order to make biscuits. And we're going to make the human houses regardless, so free point. Open 3 dangerous glades in 9 minutes. No. No, no, no. I don't care how good this is. No. We're definitely going to do the trade routes, but I don't think +2 water skins is worth it. I don't really want to have an infusion of 5 people, though carrying more at once does make my farms a lot more effective. But I have to have oil and flour. I've got the ability to make flour. This might actually be really good. Risky expedition, I'm going to do anyway, but I'm going to go with population influx because the 5 additional items is good. Chat says Jabberwocky is what? Jabberwocky is a poem by Lewis Carroll from the Alice in Wonderland series of books. 2 Hearthstones are pretty good for the automated geysers. Yeah. Though you don't mean Hearthstones, you mean the Wildfire Essence, I believe. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That is very nice for upgrading geysers. If I decide that I want to use geysers. Oh look, just a cheap human house. Okay. It's not a special human house, it's just a regular human house. That's full of insects. Yeah, Jabberwocky is a nonsense poem in a nonsense book. It starts off with, like, just to give you an idea of how many made-up words there are, it starts off with, "'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the momraths outgrabe." Now, most of those words, not English. But towards the end, once the Jabberwock is slain, the father of the hero who slayed the Jabberwock declares it to be a Frabjous Day, which seems to be used as like an excellent or joyous day. And because I'm a nerd, I have adopted that fully into my speech pattern. As far as I know, Jabberwocky is also the origin of the word Vorpal, which got picked up by Dungeons & Dragons with the enchantment of a Vorpal Blade, which, when I started playing D&D back in 3rd edition, would automatically behead an opponent on a critical hit. And then in 4th edition, my friends and I all had a reaction that only makes sense if you've read Jabberwocky, because they heavily nerfed the Vorpal Blade, and we all said it no longer goes Snickers snack. And that's just how that went. Let's see. Water stuff is pretty sweet. I started using it, but the amount of sis catches me off guards constantly when I forget the Prestige 2 modifier. Yeah, I mean, you saw that last game where I was testing it out and I built 4. Nice sounding of words are great to include in regular vocabulary. Exactly. It's a perfectly cromulent practice. Thank you, The Simpsons. We'll go ahead and move this over here. And we're not quite clear here, but I do need to fire these guys. And then we're going to put them right... Actually, no. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to move this down here. We are going to put the people who are actually working right here. We are going to drop 2 lizards into the small trapper's camp. And they will like it. We will make ourselves a nice shelter. Or maybe 2. Put a lizard in the kiln. Let's say first we want to do bricks, and then coal, and then jerky. And for bricks we want... Wow, we've got a lot of coal. We're going to do 20, and then we'll say 100 coal, and then as much jerky using coal as we can possibly make. Last game was bugged, so I don't think that's a good sample. I don't know if it was bugged. I may have gotten it after they did the hot patch, but I didn't want to risk the run. Like, looking at it later, I'm not confident that I actually got hit with a bug. I might have just not fully understood the patch notes. But regardless, better to make sure than to risk giving myself an unfair game. We are going to go into here and drop a couple of lizards. Okay. Because now we can queue up a small farm. That's at the awkward distance where it's close to main storage, but it's not that close to main storage, so I don't know if I can justify building another storage here. That's annoying. Low on food. Yeah, don't I know it? Ooh, we can get more meat every time we meet. Trade routes being faster is nice. 20 reeds, 20 clay is nice. 2 amber for every 6 trade goods is worthless because I'm not going to make them. But meat every time we meet is really, really good. Glade events should not affect you after the glade. The only thing that may apply is if it adds negative modifier for failing to finish on time. Yeah, that's... Yeah. But the extra assists that I was seeing might have been from a different feature that I wasn't paying attention to. Like I said, I'm not confident. But regardless, I have played on Prestige 20 as of today. It seems to be working as intended. Everything makes sense now. So I think we are good. I'm going to go with the meat for meat because I've got a ranch already and a small farm just as soon as we can get the planks together. Let's go ahead and get another beaver. I don't think we're going to be in time to get it this year, which is a bit problematic. Yeah, we're not gonna build another storage building on this side. Maybe on the other side. I think that with the extra humans that I have, I'm going to change this to humans. Oh, we are going to make it in time. Okay. Let's do 2 humans. And yeah, let's go ahead and get a mix. Yeah, meat plus ranch equals shocked face? I think that's a shocked face. I can't really make out the what the emojis are while I'm also playing, because my chat's not that big. But yeah, it's going to be very, very nice. Getting the meat bonus and the ranch this early in the game. Did I ever... I never populated my second... Did I think I'm okay with that? Between the meat harvesters and the farmers, I think we'll be okay in food. And yeah, cysts automatically show up every 3 years now. Let's see. Do I want trade level? Ooh, this gives me the box of crystallized dew that I can use to make tools, plus amber and bonus berry production. That makes traders show up faster. And this just gives us a pile of money. Let's go ahead and go with the aesthetics. Yeah, the thing is, if I hover over the emote, I'll have to lose my window, and it'll take longer to get back in game. So I'm not actually that invested in finding out. We've got 2 races that like religion, so let's go ahead and get religion, so I don't have to worry about building more packs. And we need to set up a blight post. But I didn't leave myself enough space for a blight post where I want it. Well, if you can't put the blight post where you want it, put it somewhere else. Pretty straightforward idea. The problem we're going to have is I don't know. Well, you know what? Let's worry about that in a minute. First, let's go ahead and put some guys in here. We'll make purging fire out of coal, and we'll set a cap of 20. If you're watching a stream and curiosity bites your face, you'll be able to find out then. That's true, yes. I do have to be careful about curiosity biting my face. I've been trying to train it not to, but, you know, it's young. It doesn't really know that its teeth are sharp yet, so I have to hit it with a newspaper every time it bites. This is in a fictional alternate universe where I name a pet Curiosity. Which should be a great name for a pet, now that I think about it. Better the face than other body parts? I mean, that depends on how marketable your face is, right? Like, some people have very nice faces, and then getting bit on the face would be terrible, but for me, I think a nice bite scar could be interesting, you know, and it could break up the lines. It'd be a nice conversation starter. Make me look tough. If I got bit on the face. Because looking tough is not something that's ever happened to me. So, yeah, it might not be that bad. Okay, we will fire 1 woodcutter. Where are lizards? So I've got 2 lizards in the blight post. I have... right, Trapper's Camp. Right. Okay. And that Trapper's Camp is already giving us meat dividends. In case I didn't enunciate that clearly enough the first time. Let's go ahead and put a cookhouse, I think, right here looks good. And then let's go ahead and finally get ourselves a trading post. Depends on how you explain it. Well, of course you have to explain it well. It's a conversation starter, not like a get out of jail free card. Stamping mill. And we will queue up a rain collector. And you know, it occurs to me I haven't yet built a makeshift post, which I also, that's a mine. Makeshift post, which I also definitely need for all of these packs that we need to make. How we doing on blight? Nice. Okay, that's solid. Old Farliff. Okay, so +1 copper when we get copper, though we can't mine copper. We only find it with clay deposits, so I don't love this. Beaver Resolve is always nice to have. +2 copper bars. Again, we're not going to get that many copper. We can get pigment in the cookhouse. I don't think I want this, though. Packs of goods being fast doesn't seem all that important. I don't think I care about any of that, so we're not going to worry about it. I don't care about any of this either. I mean, maybe I should care about the oil. I need 10 oil. Yeah, let's go ahead and get 10 oil. I can make my own flour, so just getting 10 oil is going to let me do one of these quests. Though, having oil on hand to deal with possible glade events also can be good. Let's get as much oil. Let's buy all the oil. And let's buy that oil, I think, with that. Yeah, that's going to work. Perfect. Okay. Now we have oil. Maybe Marl for glade events. It would be a good idea, but honestly, I'm still kind of processing my last set of glade resources and trying to climb out of a food deficit, so I'm not too worried about glade events right now. Lose all stored food to get double yields in all buildings that use fertile soil. I don't like lowering resource nodes. I don't like having, like, this could be really good, but I don't really want to have to lock in a specific service, especially since I'm already locked into a specific service here. And we already covered that the cooking steam's not that great. Back to nature is really solid, because I've got 10 food stored. And so this is going to... yes, food production, I believe it does affect farming, because it does produce food. But I'm going to go with back to nature, which will just double the effect of my farm. So that now my farm just grows a ridiculous amount of crops. We want this mixed bag. Mostly because what I want is lizards. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to turn the other two things into leather. So when you make fabric, only make it out of leather. Don't use the other two. And we'll go here, here. Good, you've only got leather stored. That's perfect. And then we're going to say we want grain, and we want grain. Excellent. So that should get us a pile of meat. So I've got 2 lizards on the ranch, 2 on the trapper's thing, which is where I want them. We need to definitely hire another beaver here. I'm going to do that. I've got 2 lizards in the blight post. But I don't currently have coal, so let's go ahead, and as soon as they're done, you get out. And you get out. Because we're not going to need to worry about fuel reserves for a couple of years, and this is going to let me drop the lizards in here, where they can focus on making bricks and coal. Got 1 human doing all of my building, and they're mostly waiting on a crude workstation. You know, let's raise the limit on bricks up to 100. And the reason I'm going to do that is we're going to go here and we're going to say we want to make 7 packs of building materials using only bricks. Wait for these guys to deliver. Brick production over coal production? Yes. And specifically because brick production is going to let me turn in this big delivery, which will in turn give me +1 plank production. And since I'm making all of my planks out of a crude workstation, that's a massive upgrade. So, I mean, long term, the idea is that I want bricks first, just because I need bricks more immediately. But I will want more total coal later in the game. I'm just not there yet. Okay, now given how much we can put in the small farm, no, I can't justify it. It's right here. I just need a better road. I just need to do a better road is how that needs to work. If I go, I sold all of my copper. This is fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. We're doing fine. Got plenty of fuel. Next order. Use 175 units of stormwater to get +1 purging fire production. That's solid. Have wine and a guild house to get more wine. I don't need this. Like, if you've got a guild house, you do not need Vineyard Town. Don't need it, because you're going to sell so much stuff that the guild house is going to just raise everybody's happiness. Worthless. 5.5 minutes to sell 60 amber worth of stuff to get biscuits and a free market. Luxury doesn't do anything for me. Or sorry, cleanliness doesn't do anything for me. And if I'm gonna get luxury, I'd rather have a guild house. Trader shows up in 5.5 minutes. Order is in 5.5 minutes. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. This will take a while to happen, but it would give us +1 to all packs of trade goods, which I have 2 orders that use goods, but I'm probably going to fulfill those before this finishes. Power of the Storm it is. That timed order, yeah, it's possible. It is definitely possible. It's just not, it's just expensive and gross. Oh, look, more, well, there's a reason for me to open up a small glade, just so I can get a second farm. Because I can see the fertile ground poking out from between the trees. So that's actually one of the few times that I can justify a small farm. I don't think you have enough to sell, even if you called 2 traders in. If I sold everything, including like my spare wildfire essence, I think I could. Let's go ahead and turn in this. And now we need 5, 5, and 5. So let's go ahead and turn on everything. We're going to say 5, 5, 5. Still bricks. And we're going to change this to meat. And we're going to change this to grain. And we're going to move this over here. We're going to move this over here. That'll give us +1 cloth. Very nice. Are you at the prestige where everything is worth less? I'm not certain if I'm at the one where all the amber is worth less or not. I know what you're talking about. And I reviewed them at the start of the game, but I honestly don't remember. Ooh. Okay. Now this is actually rough because beavers are a good argument in favor of the lumber mill. The brewery could be solid. but the plantation is really, really good because a plantation, one, can also power a ranch, and secondarily, I can use berries to make provisions. And berries can also be used in both biscuits and pie, though I've got meat and eggs which can be used in pie, so I don't necessarily need pie filling. Ooh, this is so rough. I am going to go ahead and go with the plantation. You can check the modifiers if you press escape. Yes! Yes, we can. No. No, we're not at the one where everything costs, where you get less money from traders yet. That is coming soon. And not necessarily in Aslan timescales either. Like, legitimately soon. Okay, well, if we can't get below 2, I guess there's no reason for me to fire everybody. I mean, I suppose I could burn a wood, but I don't think it's worth burning a wood at this point. So we are going to 1, 2, 3. And we are going to housing. Housing. And very soon I should be thinking about getting the species-specific housing going. Beavers are mad. Aslan's timescale? Yeah, so Aslan is the Jesus stand-in the Chronicles of Narnia series, and at the end of Voyage of the Dawn Treader, he tells... Voyage of the Dawn Treader? Yeah, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, that some of the children will see him soon. And they ask, when's soon? And his response is, I call all times soon. Because he's a Jesus stand-in. I read a lot as a kid. Less so now, but tons as a kid, if that's not obvious. Let's go ahead and move this over here. I am finally at the point where I am willing to open up another glade. So let's go ahead and open up this glade here. And hope for some tasty treats. We want... Ancient Tablet for every 2 completed glade events is a good way to make money. The faster wood cutting is always excellent. Gain 2 amber for every 20 sea marrow produced. Requires me to find sea marrow, so I don't love that. Global resolve going up when I do lots of trade routes, which will happen late game. So we're going to go with the reinforced X's. Food is slowly stabilizing. We're going to grab some more beavers so that this can be fully beaver. Do we have 20 of everything? We do. Okay, let's raise this to 40 because it is time to start making some housing. We'll do that. And you know, I didn't leave myself enough space. I want 1, 2, so we want this. There we go. And we're going to run a road all the way around here. We'll just do a nice loop around that for housing. So we're going to put a lizard house, beaver house. And that should work. We've opened up our second dangerous glade, and it is fallen lizards. Okay, lowered hostility by 50. We have to go for it because that hostility 5 debuff is way too strong. And because lizards are this unhappy, I'm actually going to put a lizard on the hearth just to help a little bit. got tons of coal, so I'm gonna change this to coal. How are we doing in here? We're doing fine. Hi, Sahilda. What do you have? Hi. Hi. Okay. So bonus flour production could be unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. Shove them in the blight post. Yeah, that's a good idea to shove the lizards in the blight post, but I want their meat bonuses for food because we don't have that much. Moving faster is huge. So let's see. Ideally, we want 27, but I don't want to sell any packs of trade goods. I'd be totally willing to sell you all my tools and all my resin. I'm not too worried about leather, actually. Yeah. Okay, and then if I... A little bit of stone. Almost there. There we go.
Yes.
Let's make it this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, lizards are unhappy, so we are going to lower the hostility of the forest. Like so. Swing these around this way. And that didn't quite get us enough. I do also want to make a small forager's camp to gather these roots. I really do not want to lose out on my meat bonuses from my lizards. And the kiln's a good spot for them too. If I lower hostility further, I won't have as much wood. But I think I'm okay with that. Oh, it's not quite enough. Okay. Well, if it's not quite enough, I think the only thing I can do... Oh, they're making so much food, though. If I... Oh, there we go. Maybe not quite. Maybe we need to boost them just a tad. And the queen got more impatient, and that works beautifully. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. So I don't have any beavers doing wood cutting, but we are constructing house stuff. So that's nice. How is this going? Pretty good, but I think I can give you another human. Are we out of... We're not out of parts. We are out of basic wood. That makes sense. You have enough coal that you can leave the wood as long as you aren't burning during the storm. Yeah, I do. I also have a pile of oil that I can tap into in case of emergencies. So, I think we're going to be alright there. Now, do I have anything using humans? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You are now beavers for now, because we want humans in here getting your sweet bonus production chance on the small foragers camp. Meanwhile, they're going to finish just before the storm hits. Lizards are getting a little bit happier. We don't have any building materials because we kind of used them all. And maybe I should have saved myself something to turn into bricks, yeah? Whoops. Let's go ahead and not do this. Let's change pack of building materials to, I guess, fabric? And we are going to make leather out of... No, this is fine. We'll be fine for now. Oh, we don't need building materials. What am I doing? Turn this off and turn this off and get you out of there. Because all we need are a pack of crops and we are good to go on that front. Well, we've got 104 coal. We're making a decent amount of jerky, which is largely what's contributing to our lizard happiness. And in fact, I think with how happy the lizards are from eating jerky, that I can rehire my beaver brigade and get my economy going back up again. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, so we're at that fun point where I know I'm going to do well with this town because I've got jobs that I don't have people in yet that are just going to kick our economy into the sky. Let's go ahead and turn off everything in here. We do want to start making packs of provisions out of meat. We're going to set it to 10, just because we're only doing the initial ones. And let's go ahead and turn in this order. Get us +1 grain and +1 fabric. And what's great about that is that the grain doubles due to the back to nature. So we're getting 14 grain when we grain. We're getting +1 meat every 25 times we meat. So we're getting +3 already, which makes that massive, especially when we've also got a trapper's camp. So we're going to have tons and tons of meat, tons of grain. And we've got a cookhouse that's going to let us turn that into advanced forms of food just as soon as I get that up and running. Our lizards are super happy now that they're not depressed from that. Final order is rainpunk enthusiast. I don't want bonus smelting though. Level 3 with 3 settlement trade routes. That takes forever, or lots of brawling to get people and easier brawling. I guess I'll go with the trade routes. You'll need a market sooner. The ranchers will spend most of their time transporting things. Yeah, but I mean that's a good problem to have. Okay, resolve on 2 species is going down, but I can let it go down for a bit before I do anything about it. Food is extremely stabilized. Hey, small trappers camp finally managed to do that, so let's go up here to continue getting a ridiculous amount of bonuses to our meat production. And I think for next year, we are going to go this way. And I'm actually going to go ahead and authorize opening up this glade now. I'm generally very careful about opening glades during the storm, but I think that with only a third of the year left, or a third of the season left, we should be able to... Well, that was faster than I expected. That's a problem. That's a massive problem. Okay. Okay, first off, lower this. Secondly, raise that. Third, just to panic, we're going to do this. Okay. Now we're going to do this. And we're going to do that. Okay, so we want the ranch. As soon as you finish, done, cool. I'm going to stick 2 lizards in here. As soon as you guys are both done, get out. We're going to put one of you in here. We're going to set this to 50. We're going to say make it out of wood first, then coal. No. Coal, then wood, then oil if you have to. Okay. I believe that's it. Oh, no, you're making jerky. We're going to stop that. Okay, so we're not making food anywhere. Great. Now, I'll go ahead and send 2 people here, and we're going to get the crystallized dew so that we can hopefully turn it into tools later. You don't need that much if you cut all production. Exactly. And in fact, it is year 6 though, so we are going to automatically get cysts. Let's drop this down to 20. Let's go ahead and re-beaver our beaver jobs. We have 7 packs of provisions. Stop making packs of provisions because I want the meat. And let's go ahead and go to trade routes. Nope. Nope. No, we're not doing anything for trade routes. Okay. I'm not going to willingly kill my villagers. Gain free crystallized dew when I make resin, which I get out of the trees. Love this. I don't like it taking a minus penalty, and resources burn faster when I sacrifice them, but I can get faster working speed. These 2 are both really, really good. I think in this case, I'm going to go with the Firekeeper's Prayer and hope that I've got a different way of getting tools. Because Glade Event working speed is really good now that we've got the Glade Event working speed debuff. Let's go ahead and boost our number of humans. And let's go down here while we're at it. And we're going to turn 20 meat into money. Oh. Just realized they're collecting roots. Which I don't want to be doing right now. But this is a good time for us to work on some of our other Glade events. I don't believe gathering from that counts as producing. Oh, we've got a stonecutter's camp we can use. Which is very nice. And while we're at it, I don't think I need a second cookhouse. And if I do, I can always make one later. So let's go ahead and gather more food this way. Yeah, chat says maybe keep that 20 meat for now and wait for the Glade event to finish. Because I did the Glade event working speed, I think I'm okay. Let's go to Bliss. Fuel burning longer, that's nice. I can sell my pack of crops, I don't need it for anything anymore. I don't have anything to use this for. I don't really want resin production. Though the furniture could be very nice. So ideally we'd get 27 here. I'm going to sell my sea marrow. If I sold you all my coal, that would do it, but I don't think that's really worthwhile. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and not buy anything right now. I'm just going to not buy anything this year. As much as that would help, I'm not hugely in need of it, so I think I'll hang on to my amber for the time being. Okay, house got disassembled. Additional blight rot cysts appeared, right? Because it's that time of year. But we're going to have all the purging fire that we need to deal with it. And that's done, which means I can turn this back on. And we can put 2 people back in here. And I can put a beaver in here, making flour, which will set a cap of 500 of. And you know what? we are willing to make... No, 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 out of wood. We are out of copper. Out of coal. Jeez, come on. Yeah, we'll do that. Bathhouse. Bathhouse is kind of worthless for me. No harpies. Sell some planks, you don't need them. It's almost at max capacity too. I mean, I do need them. I just haven't been building the stuff that I need to build out of them yet. I need to build housing. I need to build so much housing. Because, like, I've got beavers here. 2 beavers and a human. 2 beavers, a human, a lizard. 3 beavers, a human, a lizard. 3 beavers, a human, a lizard. And we've got... yeah. Oh, plus also that. So, if I've got 3 here and then 5 here, that is 8 out of the 12 that I like to have. Get some specialized housing up and running. That we're at 57 food. That's pretty nice. So if I've got 6 and 5, that is 22. So we want at least 1 more house, which will be a lizard house. Go around this way. Which will look nice, and I can finish off this block by putting a road there. The hearth is still a lizard. Yes, thank you. The hearth is still a lizard. Which means this... oh, no. This can now be a lizard. I already put my 2 humans back in here, right? Yeah, yep. We can stick another beaver in here. We need to be thinking about our next hearth, and where do I want to put it? I haven't really cleared out much space on a couple of signs. I can easily fit it here, which seems like a good spot. I could also fit it here, which also seems like a good spot. We'll go with here, because it seems like a good spot. We're gonna go ahead and do that and delete this, and let's go ahead and 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then deliver. Okay. Yeah, people are super unhappy, so let's fix it as soon as possible. Get out, get out, get out. Gets us down to hostility 3, which is not quite low enough, but we have a lot of fuel. So I am now going to tell them, hey, you're going to see Marrow Standard, and we're going to burn a little bit of coal to lower hostility. Chat's recommending I put one in the ranch instead of the trapper. Now, the reason I'm not doing that is the trapper has a chance of leather production already, And on top of that, as soon as my cysts are gone, I'm going to do that. So I think we're okay. Now, how many bricks do we have? We have 0. Do we have anything to make bricks out of? Yes. And we're... Yep, nope, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and add jerky back in. And I think that we won't need either of these, so I'm going to turn them off. We need bricks. Why am I still showing assist on this building? Okay, so now we just need to confirm, yes, we do need a couple more houses, so we will make them human houses. Amber when we make ale, free provisions when we make herbs, amber if people die, and scaling happiness from trade routes. Let's go ahead and go with local taxes and then hope for a brewery at some point. Now, of course, we are more than an hour into it. We are at year 7. So if you're watching on YouTube, remember to do all the wonderful YouTube algorithmic things to boost me. If you like me and you want to see more of me, I'd very much appreciate it. I read all the comments I get, and I am very happy to have them. Remember that if you ever want to catch this live, you can catch it Monday or Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, when I go through an entire town and then split it up into 2 episodes to go onto YouTube, so you can always catch up with all the previous episodes. I very much appreciate you giving me an hour's worth of your attention today, so I hope you have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, and I would love to see you in the next one. Have a great day, YouTube!